Lord Tremendous here. Got another battle report here for you. 50-point game. This is my third War Machine / Hordes battle report. Tis I, Lord Tremendous of Cygnar, versus Death, Holy Death of Skorne. Because, you know, they're Skorny. I don't know. He likes them. This is I believe this is the first 50-point game I've posted. If not, well, then I just have a short-term memory. But I'm still learning. So yes, I will explain things as I seize them. I'm getting the battle report down the way I like it, the format and everything like that. But I'm always open to suggestions, constructive criticism, or just rage trolling. So whatever you feel like doing, you know, you're in a safe place. Do what you got to do. But this is actually a pretty good game. I definitely have an epiphany at the end of this game, and you get to be a part of it because I share. So sit back, relax, and get ready to see how this one goes.
Are you ready for a war?
Here's my army. As you can see, there are quite a few more cards up here. And as you can also see, I forgot to erase all the little blocks from my last game. I have a pen. It's actually wet erase, not dry erase. So, yeah. But yeah, as you can see, I have a lot more in this list. And we will get a little bit closer so I can read them off to you. Well, not read them off. I am using Lord General Coleman Stryker here. I like the idea. I know I need the Cav models in order to use this guy to his full effect. I didn't have them because I'm not made of money. I know all the YouTube monies that I'm making, all zero of it, is just not helping me pay for all this. But I was able to get Lord General Coleman Stryker, and he's got his little horse thing, and I really like the higher speed. I like the idea of having more wounds, slightly higher defense and armor as compared to a warcaster on foot. I liked a lot of his abilities. I wanted to try them, so I am. I also brought a Journeyman Warcaster. This is just a little baby caster, and that's so that I could bring a couple more jacks, because I love the jacks. That's how I want to play this list. If I could have all jacks, I don't know if I'd go all jacks, but if I can fit, I'd like to see 6 on the table if I could do that. But currently, the most comfort I'm with, or the most that I'm feeling comfortable with, is a total of 5. 3 attached to Stryker and 2 attached to my little baby Warcaster. So yeah, I'm adapting, I'm learning, and now you understand why I'm doing this. Then over here, I've got, what do I got? I got a Stormclad, I've got a Charger, and a Defender on Coleman Stryker. And I've got a Hunter and a Sentinel on the little baby Warcaster. And honestly, the idea is the Hunter hangs back, because I know that the baby Warcaster only has a 6-inch range of influence, but with the Sentinel, but with the Hunter, you double that, so it's a foot. So 12-inch range, the Hunter can be kind of out there and still do a lot of damage. Plus, he does a lot of damage if he hits, because he cuts your armor in half if he hits you, and he's got a rad of 7, so he's a pretty tough guy. The Sentinel's really good at taking down infantry, which is good because I have a problem with infantry. And, that's why I gave the baby Warcaster a lot of support stuff. And I'll let you know how I feel at the end of the game. The Defender is quickly becoming my favorite Jack in the whole army. Just his ability to shoot really, really hard and even dish out some close combat damage is great. Plus, I just like the look. The Charger, I like him. Simple as that. And the Stormclad I'm trying out. I don't know if I like him. I don't know if I want to keep using him or what the deal is, but I am proxying him with the Centurion model, so we'll see how that goes. I also have, of course, my Gun Mages, my Stormblade Infantry, and a Gun Mage Officer, because I'm trying out new things. The Officers give the Gun Mages some... I think they give him the ability to see stealth and conceal and stuff like that. Just gives him a little bit of bonus, gives me another shot, and I think he's even got a different type of shot that he can fire off. Makes it more useful, more versatile. And then I have a Stormsmith Stormcaller, just because I had 1 point left, and he's worth 1 point, and he runs around and he shoots lightning at stuff. And then I have another unit of Stormblade Infantry because I misunderstood something. If you're within, if this unit is within every model is within 5 of the unit champion. We'll say it's called the leader. They get +2 to range. I misread the card and thought if you were within 5 inches of this unit, you got +2 to range. So I thought maybe they would basically give each other +4 to their range, making their range 8, which means their little POW 12 pew pew shots would actually be very useful. I was wrong. Instead, as long as the leader is within 5 inches of the individual, they have a range of 6. I made a mistake, but they do if they're close to the storm wall. I believe it's storm wall, stormclad. Yeah, Stormclad Warjack, they actually give him 1 focus when he activates. So that made him worth having, but had I realized how the card was really supposed to be read, I probably only would have taken 1 unit of them. But we'll see. We'll see. Here's Death's List, and it's this, and I don't know why he took that stuff other than it's awesome. And here's the rest of his list, because we had to scroll up on his phone. Here's deployment, and I still have a lot of fantasy tactics in my head, and I'm working on getting rid of those, and I apologize. But that's why I broke up my forces, which honestly, now that I've played this game, I know is a very stupid thing to do. It makes it so that most of my stuff on the left flank can't be affected by what's it called? My Warcaster, and the stuff on the right side can't be affected by the baby Warcaster, like Arcane Shield and stuff like that. So splitting my forces in 2, the idea was the left flank gets to go around and shoot at the stuff that'll hopefully going after my right flank. Like I said, I'm very stupid, and I have a lot of fantasy tactics and stuff like that to get out of my head. And I'm working on that. This is why we play these games, to learn, right? But yeah, that's why I split up like this. Baby Warcaster and his jacks are on the left flank with the gun mages and officer. My main Warcaster is over on the right side with his 3 jacks. Both units of Storm Blades, Storm Blades. And I believe the Storm Smith is over there as well. So not ideal, but I'm learning. I told Death Holy Death to only correct me when I do a rules thing wrong or if I have a question about rules, but not to give me any tactics advice or anything like that until after the game, you know, and he does. Afterwards, we sit down and we talk about the game, and he gives me advice then. But during the game, I want to make my own mistakes so that I understand what my mentality was going into it and why I'm an idiot afterward. So that's why I deployed like this, and yeah, sorry, Cygnar. Here's Death's right flank, and I don't know the name of any of these models, but if you do, I hope it helps. But yeah, that's what he's got, and they look terrifying, don't they? And here's his center, which consists of more of those little double-shot and berserk crazy elf-looking things. They've got an officer and a banner with them, and those 2 little statue guys, well, we'll get to those things later. But yeah, he's got a lot of cool stuff on his side. Here's my right flank, which from right to left consists of some Stormblades. I believe the little guy in the back is my Sentinel. The guy in front there is my proxied Stormclad. Right next to them is another unit of Stormblades. There's my Warcaster on the horse-looking thing. And just for the record, that thing was a son of a gun to put together. There is more green stuff, glue, and pins in that than I've ever had to put on anything. And then to the left of him is the Stormsmith, and in front of him is my Defender. Here's my left flank. From left to right, there is my gun mages with officer attached. He's the little thin one in the back middle. Next to them is my hunter, and as you can see, I'm starting to paint. No, I'm not going white and blue. I'm actually going yellow and blue, and I have a few of them painted up as of this recording, and they will be in future battle reports who I will get out as quick as I can. Next to the hunter is the charger, and behind them is their warcaster, the babycaster. Death went first, and really, yeah, he cast a bunch of spells that are inconsequential for the most part, just to get, you know, positioning and stuff like that. Upkeeps. What you do to cast a spell is you have to use focus. In his case, it's called Fury because he's playing a Horde's army. But you burn a specific amount of focus, and usually if it's quote-unquote an augment, if it's some sort of upkeep or some sort of positive spell for your army, it just goes off if you pay the focus. Now, if it has an upkeep, usually the upkeep is just 1 Fury. So let's say you cast a spell and it costs 3 Fury or 3 focus in order to get off. Well, that's fine. Once it's off, instead of having to spend 3 every turn to keep it in play, you just spend 1 in order to keep it into play, and they get the full effect of whatever it was. So that's why you try to cast those spells at the beginning and stuff like that in order to, they're up, they're ready, they're moving, they've got all the benefit, and you can save your fury for when you need it later on when the fighting actually happens. So that is something else that I learned during this game, because I have not been using my Warcaster's abilities at all until this game. So, well, and even in this game, I don't really do it because I'm just starting to understand it. Here's how everything looks at the end of my turn one, and for the most part, I used the sandbags as a barrier because you get extra defense when something tries to hit you in close combat over there. The one thing that it does that I did not realize, because again, I'm still new, is it does not, you can't charge over it. You can't like hop the wall and charge into things. I did not know that. You can move over it and get into range, so you could do some close combat attacks against stuff, but charging is really nice because it gives you boosted damage and stuff like that, and other little advantages depending on the model and the unit and stuff. So my mistake there. But as you can see, my defender is moving out, or I'm sorry, my sentinel is moving out to the right flank there to try to get an angle on the infantry. My storm guard or storm blades are surrounding the stormclad to make sure he gets the extra focus and everything like that. My stormsmith is making his way around the right flank as well. My defender and my general are in the middle there. My commander, my warcaster, is way too far forward, and again, I've got a lot to learn about this game, because if a guy on a horse dies, I lose just instantly. That's all that matters. And then on left flank there, both my jacks moved into position, and I think my hunter took a pot shot at something and missed. My charger just moved up slightly and didn't do anything, and the gun mages, they moved up, and you're not allowed to pre-measure at all, so I guessed it was 14 inches. I used snipe, it adds +4 to their range of 10, so I guessed it was 14 inches. I was wrong. All my stuff fell short by about 1.5 inches, 2 inches. So we go over here into turn 2, Death's turn 2, and he moves up. Nothing offensive happens. He's just in really good position to start tearing me up. As you can see, the weird two-handed sword wielding guys on my left flank move up to threaten the gun mages, and the rest of his stuff kind of casually strolls up with all his bigger stuff in the middle, just getting ready to sweep up whatever survives his infantry's barrage. So we go into my turn, and Tiburon, the Skorne character, Heavy Titan, I shoot at him, and I'm able to do, I believe, 6 wounds to him, which I was pretty happy about. And then over here, the Cyclops Brute, I just took a pot shot at him and was able to slip 2 wounds past his armor 19, which actually I think it was 22 because I think he had a spell on him at the moment. That's what the board looks like at the end of my turn 2. I move my storm blades around to shoot at those little dual sword having bastards up there, and I was able to kill a few of them. My sentinel fired at those guys as well, little 2 sword guys, and I think I killed one because he gets D6 shots, and I keep rolling 1 to hit with him, and or 1 for the amount of shots, and it's a little frustrating. The Stormsmith moved up to the barricade just to try to, get in range to shoot something. It's range 10 inches, and I failed to actually get the spell off. I rolled too high. My Stormclad moved over slightly. My commander moved back behind the barricade because I realized how close I was and how stupid that is. The defender moved over towards the middle there, which again wasn't the best idea. I honestly don't know why I did that. The hunter moved into place to get a cheap shot off. The charger did the same thing into the dual or the two-handed weapons guys, and then my gun mages, they fired at the twin or great sword wielding guys on my left flank, killed a handful of them, but again, as you can see, I'm using skirmish rules from Warhammer Fantasy, and I don't need to do that. There's no reason for those guys to be that close. All I have to do is be in the command bubble of the leader, and I put them all up on there, and I'm thinking they've got to be like a half inch apart at the max. Okay, it's just my mentality. I made a mistake. They're way too close to dual sword wielding guys, and that's just gonna bite me in the ass. And as you can see, my baby jack moved up, or my baby caster moved up, so that I could be within 6 inches of the charger, so I could actually activate him next turn. Because again, I screwed up my movement phase, and by doing that, I exposed him to the great sword wielding psychopaths. And well, you'll see what happens in a minute. During Death's phase, he moves his little great sword wielding guys into, well, they have reach, which means instead of having to be a half inch away from their target, they can be 2 inches away and attack him still. So they attack the charger, and they're able to put about 7 points of damage on him, and that's actually respectable for infantry on a light warjack. And then over here, the little two-handed whirling dervishes of death get some revenge on my Stormblades, charging in and killing 2 of them. Which honestly, Death Holy Death was rolling piss poor for his attacks into these guys. So I got lucky here, but it's still it's really really bad. And then over here, this. I was way too close to the fighting with my baby Jack, and one of his guys ran over there and just slit the baby Warcaster's throat. I mean, it was brutal. Blood went everywhere. People puked. It was bad. And then the rest of them are able to just eat my gun mages alive. Well, I shouldn't say it like that. The officer died, and 2 gun mages died, and I believe the gun mages that survived passed their command check, which is good. But man, are they outgunned here. So there's what the board looks like at the end of turn 3. There's a psychopath in the middle there. I wasn't really sure who he was, but he was really close to my defender, so I figured I'd give him a shot. The hunter is over there, but now that my baby caster is dead, the hunter and the charger are shut down. They have no CPU. I mean, they got nobody at the controls anymore, so they just go idle. I can't use them until a warcaster in my army runs over. I think he has to be in base to base with them and then burns a focus to take control of them. And there's no way I'm doing that right now, because in order to do that, my guy would have to shoot way over to the left just to get into base to base with a hunter, and then the charger, and then all the other warjacks that I have on my right flank would have to move over. And this is why you don't spread your troops out. Death Holy Death hasn't done it in any of his deployments, and I keep doing it because I'm dumb. So it's that fantasy friggin' mentality, and I'm trying my best to break it. So what can you do? So we go into my turn, and my defender charges up into that weird two-handed sword wielding guy, or two-sword wielding guy, and the defender is able to flat out kill him. I murder his face, which is nice. What's not nice is that when that particular guy dies, he comes back as void spirit or something like that, something big and scary and creepy. It's also incorporeal, so basically it's a ghost, and I can't hurt it until it hurts me first. So or if I have a magical attack, which currently the only magic attacks I have are on my commander and my gun mages, which are currently fighting for their lives against really, really bad odds. So this was a win and a loss. It was a win in the fact that I killed a character, and it was a win in the fact that I learned that when you kill that character, he turns into an incorporeal pain in the ass. It was a loss because he turns into an incorporeal pain in the ass, and it kind of, is like, oh, I made him better. So we go over, or this is what it looks like at the end of my turn 3, and it's very unimpressive. My Storm Guard, they're fighting for their lives against a little sword-wielding psychopaths on my right flank, do the best that they can. I think they kill 1 or 2 guys. It's really not enough. The other Stormblade guys, I placed them really, really poorly, and they didn't do enough. Or they couldn't move up far enough and do anything. My Sentinel moves up because I figure he's still a jack. He should be able to put some pain on some stuff. This is also the turn that I found out that you cannot charge over over the barricade, over a piece of terrain like the sandbags right there. So when I tried to charge with my Stormclad, Death Holy Death was like, you can't charge past that like that. You could move over it, but you'll take movement penalties and blah blah blah. And I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. So my fault completely. And I told Death he would have told me if I told him, hey, I need your help, yada yada yada. But I didn't. I was like, come at me, bro, and he is, and it's good because I'm learning a lot. Once again, my commander moved up to shoot at the that weird void spirit thing because he's got a magical shooting gun. But again, I got him way too close to the whirling dervish of terror guys, and I just wasn't thinking. like I said, fantasy mentality. I sit on my shoulders when I play this game. But I'm still learning. I'm still enjoying this. I was very excited too, so that probably didn't help a whole lot either. And then over on the left flank, my gun mages do their best to try to kill some of the great sword wielding guys, and I think I kill one. The gun mages just really aren't for close combat. In fact, I'm not even sure if I kill one because I think these guys' armor was way higher than what the gun mages could possibly have done. So we go into Death's turn, and he brings in Psychopath and his Standard Bearer, and they put some serious damage on my defender. Filling in blocks 1, 5, and 6. I believe I lose my right arm, which is bad because I believe my right arm is my close combat weapon, so not good. And then over here, the weird statue-looking thing runs over and pulverizes 3 of my Storm Blades, which is super awful. And then the other one charges in and kills the other 3 because I don't know what I'm doing. Then over here, 2 more gun mages die. I think I have the gun mage and the leader left, and that's it. And then over here, the rest of all but 1 of my storm blades die to the 2-handed guys and the weird horror thing. So now my character is completely exposed. The horse guy is wide open, and that's completely my fault. Over here, I'm sorry, the 2 sword-looking guys, they move in and they kill the last Stormblade, which really, really sucks. And then all hopped up on Mountain Dew, the weird elephant juggernaut guy, as you see, he's got a whole bunch of stuff on him, charges my commander and literally in one shot obliterates my commander. I mean, seriously, we're going to have to call Privateer Press because this guy's story is over with the amount of damage that he took from this weird Goliath friggin' attack. I mean, he got pulverized by this elephant juggernaut. And there it is. There's the end of the game. It's a very short one, and that's completely my fault. I made a lot of blunders in this game. But you know what? I'm not upset. Number one, this game is stupid amounts of fun. Like, literally stupid amounts of fun. I'm enjoying the hell out of it. Even though I'm getting my ass kicked every single game, I'm still having a blast. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, when you're playing a game and you're losing and you get deflated, and I'm not saying you're a poor sport or anything like that, but you're just like, oh, God. It's usually when people would surrender. It's like, you know what, this game's over. Just go ahead. You've got it. You're disheartened and stuff. That hasn't happened. It's just kind of like, oh, I know what I did wrong, and all I want to do is play again so I can try to do better. And that's where it is. It's like every time I play the game, it's like I've honed in on everything I've done wrong. I'm clicking the rules in my head like, okay, I know what I'm doing wrong here. So next game, I'm going to do it like this, and then I won't get killed as bad. But then, of course, I make a whole new slew of mistakes. So it's just exciting. I know it's kind of weird. No, I'm not a masochist, but I am really enjoying this game, even though I suck at it. And you know what? We'll go ahead and get into the recap in a minute, because right now, this game is over.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
Hey, guys and gals, all you Wargamer nuts. Right here, we've got an ad for Token Gal. She makes tokens for every game system, every possible requirement, every need. If it's a war game, if it's a tabletop game, if it's a board game, if it's a card game, if you need tokens, wound counters, spell counters, afflictions, hexes, augments, anything at all, send her an email. Tell her what you need. Hell, if you want certain pictures put on there, tell her what pictures you're looking for. Not only will she find it and make it, but she will charge you, really, really fair prices. And I mean really fair. Don't take my word for it, though. Send her an email. Tell her what you need. Get yourself some tokens. You're not going to regret it. And tell her Tremendous sent you. So yeah, this was a full-on butt whooping for Lord Tremendous. I mean, I was really sitting on my shoulders this game. Hey, they're comfortable, and I like the smell. I lost everything, as well as some self-respect. No, I ended up my general got killed, or I'm sorry, my warcaster got killed. I still had some gun mages on the table and some jacks, but it didn't matter. As soon as the commander dies, the game is over. So, and that was completely my fault. I never should have brought him that close. Death Holy Death lost Harkar, I think it was the guy that turned into a ghost, basically. It still counted as a kill, it just wasn't a very effective one. This game is a beautiful example of how not to play the game and what happens when you try to play it like you're still playing fantasy. Please keep in mind, I have 8 years of tactics, drilled into my head that I'm trying to brain dump. I do understand that some of the tactics from fantasy will help, with target priorities and stuff like that, but I'm still learning how to crawl in a game where if you're not sprinting right out of the box, you're in a lot of trouble. In fact, one of my another real cool thing about this game is in the actual rule book on page 5, the company literally tells you this game is not for casual players. This game is literally set up as an adrenaline fueled, high octane, balls to the wall, they say balls, war game. And the idea is no mercy in this dojo, sweep the legs, and I want to see blood. And if you're not doing all that, if you hesitate, if you back down, if you're unsure, like me, you're going to get your teeth kicked down your throat. And the coolest part about this game is that's still fun. I've never had more fun playing a game and losing than I have playing this game. So I'm a lifer. I am addicted to this game. I really am. I'm loving it. Cygnar is awesome. I know it doesn't look it the way I'm playing it, but the mechs are amazing. The models are all very cool, very exciting. But again, back to the game. I was not using my warcasters well at all. Still trying to work my tactics, still trying to figure out what works best and how they work and what's smart and what's stupid. And the only way I'm going to learn that is by losing a lot. So if you're expecting me to be like a prodigy at this game or something, I hate to break it to you, I'm just a regular noob. It is starting to click, though. I am starting to understand how to better use my focus. I only have to put it on the warjacks if I plan on making them do something other than normal movement and a normal shot or a normal unboosted attack and stuff like that. So I'm learning how to better manage my focus. I'm also learning to use my warcaster's abilities. As you saw in all of the end of turn slides, Death Holy Death's army had a lot of red tokens around them, while there were hardly any, if any, blue tokens other than focus on any of my guys. And that's my fault completely because I wasn't playing right. I was ignorant to how to play correctly with focus. So these games are seriously helping me realize, okay, you don't have to throw all your focus at this guy like that. He doesn't need 3 focus. He might not need any. A close combat jack, unless I'm going to charge with him, doesn't need that. He can move forward slightly and then be good. He doesn't need to be pushed so hard. He doesn't need the focus. Instead, cast a buff spell, cast, some sort of improvement spell on him, and then just pay the upkeep, and you're good to go. So I'm learning that slowly but surely, and this game definitely helped it click. Still trying to figure out how to use the Stormblades. Not overly impressed with them. Their range of 6 really kind of sucks, but I really like the models, so I kind of want to make them work. But we'll see. We'll see. I think the basic rules are starting to finally click in my head, though. It's all starting to kind of make sense. And what I really need to do is play a lot more games so that I can really get everything nailed down and start actually expanding my skill at this game as opposed to my ability to catch teeth knocked down my throat. But like I said, may have had a mental breakthrough in this game. Maybe not. Not sure yet. We'll let you be the judge when I release Battle Report 4 for War Machine. But like I said 100 times in this one, this is still an amazingly fun game. Really enjoy playing Death Holy Death, and I'm really chomping at the bit to play our next game. But yes, guys, that's going to do it for this battle report number 3 for War Machine Hordes. I hope you guys are enjoying the journey so far. God knows I am. As always, though, any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints, please put them in the comment section below. It's the only way that I'm going to get any better. And if you're trying to learn this game along with me, that's the only way you're going to get any better. Ask questions. Ask. If I can't answer them, I know Death Holy Death watches these games, watches the forums. If I can't answer the question, tag Death Holy Death in it. He's a press ganger. He will answer the question. I almost promise it. Like I was on Jank Tank with Mr. Malorian and Tin Man XL, which is they're great War Machine players. Actually, Tin Man XL on his page has a lot of really, really good tutorial stuff. I've been watching those, and they've actually helped me a lot too. I've been using his study material. Mr. Malorian's battle reports and stuff like that with War Machine are really good. Well, you know, he's the godfather of battle reports. What can you do? But he said it best on Jank Tank. I was on it for just a few minutes last Thursday. If you want to check it out, Jank Tank 13, it's a great show. But yeah, I know, shameless plug. Eat me. But but he put it down perfectly. He said, "I'm just getting into the game, so if you're just getting into the game, come check out my channel and we can learn together. If you're an old pro or you know what you're doing in this game and you don't mind giving your advice, opinions, trolling me, I don't care. Say it. You know, hey." Dumbass, these guys don't do that. Use them like this. You make me sick. I can cut through the BS and get the little tidbit of wisdom you're trying to give me. I have a pretty thick skin, so we're good to go. But yes, please, any and all comments would be appreciated. And check out Jank Tank, really, all kidding aside. It is actually a pretty good show. And the guys, if you're interested in War Machine Hordes at all, a lot of really good knowledge on both their pages. Check them out. But yeah, I think I've rattled on long enough. So yeah, guys. Thanks!